There were 5 spawnings of this land since the coming of the Old Ones to the world, and no more since the Great Catastrophe when chaos entered the world. These land of the first spawning died many thousands of years ago, their mummified bodies venerated as holy relics, and are aptly called relic priests. Lord Croak is one of them. These land of the second spawning were brought forth to aid the Old Ones in the correction of the planet's alignment and to adjust the climate and geography of the world. It is believed that only 5 of the second spawning still live, ruling the greatest of the Lustrian temple cities. Lord Mazdamundi is part of this group. Then you have the 3rd, 4th, and 5th spawnings, who are much more numerous than their ancient forebears, but are still ancient in comparison to any other living being. The 3rd spawning brought in the great cities of the lizardmen called temple cities. Then the last 2 were brought in to correct the warp gates. They were exuding signs of trouble, but ultimately they would fail, and the polar gates would come crashing down, thereby ending the influence of the Old Ones. Now it's time for us to finish off what we can of the invasion into Lustria. Here we go now. A major battle against a major enemy army. They have artillery, but we have trees, and trees always win. Don't tell the wood elves. So they do have 2 armies nearby. My job is to stay in the trees right now. We look at what they have. It's a lot of great swords, crossbows, handgunners, wagons too, in addition to a reinforcing army of spears and crossbows and a few swordsmen. So here they come right now, ready to attack us. We have only one job. That job is to remain where we're at. We can draw them out. We can also use magic. Awful magic to destroy them. A major theme of this entire campaign has been using overwhelming power to overwhelm our enemies. And it's worked pretty well. Sure, you might have mortars, but look at what we have. The elements. And through all of these tools, I've been able to negate Marcus and his many veteran men. A lot of their armies have gold chevrons. I mean, they are top tier elites, trained and ready for combat. And there they are, lobbing a few mortar shells. I don't need to look at my formation just yet, but in case you're curious about it, it's right over here. We can actually come over here to hide some foliage real quick. There we go. That way we can see a little bit more. Infantry on the front line, salamanders behind, and I've got my Bastiladons with their solar engines behind too. Of course, I mean, they won't be able to use their shots very well. We'll be going after many of the enemy's artillery pieces with our summoned units. They're moving in now. The whole lot of them. Thousands of great swords. Well, not thousands, but maybe like over 1,000 great swords. Here's their war wagons. We've got a few of our shots. Hopefully a few will make it. I know that we won't be dealing too much damage. In the future, I probably won't go so heavy on the salamanders. I think like maybe like 2 of them are sufficient, or even like 1 ancient. They can be all right. Placement can be kind of difficult depending on what you're doing, but with my brawling builds, they're not the best to use. So they are getting some hits in. What's really challenging for me are knights. Knights are always tough to deal with, but we'll see what we can do. They're going after my lovely temple guard, and my Saurus units are in the middle holding on, and we're just going to be holding on to them for just a bit of time. Got a few shots. Of course, they're hitting trees, so they're not doing too much. I'm showing you my entire battle line. The left flank is relatively exposed right now. If we have a look at what's happening, we can see where they're all at. Still in a more cinematic view, but we can see where they're all at. They're all moving in towards the middle. We're using some magic too to reduce all of them, to bring in a manticore to further bother them too. We've got more things to pick up, like our leader who's fighting right in the midst of many of their great swords. He's so tough though. He's not too bothered by what's happening. And while that's going on, we have another storm to pull up. They have some ranged units here, and I'm trying to avoid hitting my own, so let's see if we can hit any of them. It looks like we can, and we are. Even the war wagons are being hit. Now let's zoom out and look at the battle. There's not a lot happening outside, so I don't need to focus on that. Just a few pieces of war wagons or artillery pieces, whatever. Over here is where you can see the mainstay of my fight. We'll be bringing out some salamanders onto the right flank very soon. As we go inside of the trees and wood, you can see that there's just so many more of them. And we'll be fighting just on our own without having to use too much magic. Of course, we do use the buffs from our skink priests, but that's really it. It's largely about what our leader can do and what we can do to eradicate their many units. We're strong, but these are still great swords, and they can do a lot of armor-piercing damage, and they do a lot of armor-piercing damage throughout the fight. And now they have more knights. See, they actually did very well over here. My poor Temple Guard group were completely botched in their defense. They're fighting two groups of great swords and a group of Imperial Knights charged into their rear. Didn't know they were into that stuff, but they are. And if we keep on looking on, the great swords are holding on just fine. They're doing a pretty good job of just staying alive, and we're having a harder time now responding to that. Here comes more knights. Those wagons are still around, just getting some shots off. They might not be getting kills, but they're certainly getting shots off. We have one group chasing out a group of their crossbowmen. They're leaving the battlefield now. While that is going on, we've got another summoned group of creatures. You just heard a manticore come in. Of course, that group just fell apart, and it's unfortunate. But now my job is to try to buff up and reduce whatever they have going on. So if we go look at the, buffs over here, Helm of Discord, terrifying them. Our Ancient has 91 kills. It's a lot of kills. We just planted him, and he's using his staff to its fullest extent. That staff has reach. And here's a few more Saurus warriors fighting. So what have you seen so far? You've seen a pretty grindy scrap in the jungle. That's all that you've really been watching. That's all that I really had to do was just scrap with them in the jungle and to try to deal with any type of flanking measures they were incorporating into their tactics. We did send out the two Bastiladons in melee. That way they could help out. I mean, they're not really meant for that directly, but they can still do some damage while just charging through. Hello, have you heard the good word of Showtech? I don't think they have. We should tell them all about Showtech. And so now we just get to give chase. We have Kroxigors moving out. We have other units that are just giving chase to all of these war wagons here. Having a hard time getting away. I mean, they can still ride pretty fast, but they're having, again, difficulties with that. We got over here an Arch-Lector still defending these people. Marcus has been hiring a lot of Arch-Lectors. I wonder if they're just like pulling them away from the Empire intentionally. Hey, we don't want these guys. Go take them. That's one war wagon gone. Let's try to get more of them. It's another one destroyed. Our boys are quick. But a few salamanders, and now they're all beginning to break. It looks like we've won the battle. It's over. They flee. Now that we're back on the map after winning that battle, we have a level 12 Ancient Kroxigor Lord. I'm going to give him something new, I believe. Renowned and Feared would be great for even more money. Not that I really need it, but take Lightning Strike. And for you, level 10 Chieftain, I could give you a Pterodon, but no, I'll give you Precise for right now. You'll be getting your skills eventually. Let's go after Laxland and finally... Oh, we're not done yet. I still need to build my siege towers. We didn't kill nearly enough in that battle. They came out to fight me, and they did lose many of their number, but not quite enough to where I would feel safe auto-resolving or doing whatever like that. Now we've got to get... Let's see, not you. Lockmaw, are you ready to move? Yeah, you're about ready to move. We've got a few more people to send up north. Gorrock is actually going after Lonwapek. Really? Hey, Gorrock, you're doing something. I'm proud of you. Now give me another Lord Croak. I'm kidding. I already have your Lord Croak. Okay. Who else am I going to move around? If I didn't have Lord Croak, who knows how well that army would have done in so many battles. It would have been much more challenging for sure. But now we need to go back into combat to fight another enemy. Valmir Helborg. Now, you've got a properly big army. It would be weird for me to not fight you. You even have a lot of artillery, which is really a thing that I don't like to fight. So let's go do it. All right, then. It's time. It's time for everyone to get ready for a massive onslaught. We've got our bestial units heading in right now. They're about to unleash hell. You know who's coming. Nakai says hello. Or he's about to say hello. We've got our Dreadsorian, Tippin's Wrath. We've got Shield Captain Nocto and our Blessed Carnosaur. Now here they go. If we look at our enemy's encampment, they have a good position. Logically, it's a great position. Your enemies can only attack from two sides. You can use your artillery, your ranged weaponry, but they're fighting something new. and unique. Let's have a look at what their forces look like right now. So if we have a good look at it, we're looking at Demogryph Knights. We're looking at Knights. On the left hand is where we have all of their artillery. And now we have our Connoisseurs moving in. In addition to that famed storm that I love utilizing, by the way. My God. It is an assortment of danger and destruction that these mini Demogryph units have just been total. There's very little of what they can do now. After that storm, we use the Engine of the Gods with Tippin. Our Dread Saurian moves in, following the beautiful light. Ooh, shiny indeed. And now the Dread Saurian attacks too. It's an awesome thing. Plus the Connoisseurs are still going at it. They're destroying these great swords. I love me a Dread Connoisseur. They are awesome. Tippin's Wrath is having a good time. We've got Tippin over there. And we haven't even sent in the rest of my units yet. In fact, I could have waited. I could have just sent them to one side, but I was impatient, as I often am. We're also using more magic now. You ran into Thunderbolt, killing some of their crewmen, but not quite taking down one of their artillery pieces. A Razorton Herd was summoned in to destroy more of them. We can see what the battle looks like with the health bars right now. Here comes more Demogryph Knights charging right in. We're looking at a few more of their units who are now fleeing. One of their Hellstone Rocket Battery crews are now leaving. They still have their mortar crews from their war wagons, and they have Outriders too, also shooting my Dread Saurian, who is taking quite a bit of damage. They're easy to damage because of their sheer size. But here comes the Croc gang. They're ready. The clubs are ready. And they go toppling down. It's like Jenga for humans, made of humans. What else do we have, folks? Who else are we gonna kill? The Dread Saurian says no. Yeah, I don't mind. I'm gonna have another snack. And we told him, you gotta leave the buffet. He says, nope, I'm gonna stay right here. I paid for it. The Arch-Elector just got hit by many of those skinks. Ouch, what a pain. Okay, let's have a look. Let's zoom out and see what's going on right now. So most of their units are done for. They've got a few knights left. We've got a big pile of units. I hate doing that. I do not advise doing that, by the way. Don't do that. But thankfully, we just have so many freaking enemies getting trucked that it doesn't even really matter. There's not much left of what they can do. We've got another summoning group of Razordens. For some reason, they came out as a long line, which I'm okay with. It's pretty funny. There goes one guy. He just went flying. And we won the battle. They're now fleeing. It's over. Over 2,400 gold, and we can kill and eat again just to keep on moving. We never have to stop. I mean, once we get rolling, man, this campaign gets wild. Biting Blade, the Jagged Edge of the Biting Blade ensures that even the strongest armor struggles to repel this weapon. Very true. Now let's move on to the High Sentinel. What do we have over here? Level 36. Okay, High Seer Tip, and what are we going to give you? Still technology. I mean, he's pretty much out of like handy things to pick up, so we've done it. We've picked up everything that we need to. Okay, for my other army, you folks, right, still need that one turn. Let's end our turn now because we've done all that we can. If I use up all my favor, Celestial Beneficence, I've got a lot of it, yeah. I can see so much of the lands. I mean, we own Lustria. Lustria is mine. Me and Gorok are like, yeah, why not? Even though our friend here will not join us, which is quite rude. He's like, look, I know I'll lose all my lands. I'll give you some gold. I'll give you, like, let's say, yeah, 9,200. Enjoy that. We're at 180, so no, I don't believe he will join us because of some of his traits. I think we're having an issue with that. Other generations follow a false plan. They cannot be trusted, so I feel like that might be it, but I really have no idea. So our defenders are still here. That's good. If you want to go fight someone. Oh, the New World colonies are close by. What the hell? Are they going after, like, orcs, maybe? I don't know. Poor Rudiger. He's trying. The Winds of Pain event. Ah, very nice. Well, let's go pick up my Celestial Beneficence. I always pick it up. We've got to pick it up. Look at that money. That money booms on upwards. Oh, hey, Roderick. How are you? Level 20? My God, you're strong. Who's over here? Marcus Wolfhart. Okay. And Federin. Hello, Federin. Federlin. Let's move out close by. Now, I wonder, do I need to fight the battle out? I've already beaten their army. Will you make me fight it out? I'll pick up Arcane Conduit. We need more magic for our dear beloved beast wizard. Evidently, I will. You know what? I'm going to auto-resolve. I'm surprised I didn't lose anything. But I'll tell you why. because I wanted to replace a few units if they were lost, but they weren't lost, so we can move on. But I've already beaten them once. I do not like to fight more than once if I don't have to. We fought them in our very first battle for today's part. All right. Now we just need to move our other characters into position. So we've got a little bit to go, but Gotrek has what I do not have. We've conquered everything else. We only have one area to go after now. It's pretty awesome. So let's gear up for that new war. A better war. While I've been gathering up my forces, Marcus Wolfhard came by. He used Lightning Strike. First time I've seen an AI actually use it on me. So now it's only Digifat fighting him, and not Nakai the Wanderer. Let's have a look at what they have here. Okay, a pretty decent army, a lot of cannon. Let's see if we can win the battle. Can Digifat win? We'll find out. Now the shoe is on the other scaly foot. They're in the trees, and I have to charge in. Again, that works to my advantage. When you have a ranged faction, you probably don't want that many units in the trees or you're going to get blocked. Here comes everyone now. Let's have a brief overview on where we're going and what we're doing. Right now, we're charging in. We'll be fighting them probably on the outset of the trees where they're at. They're beginning to move out. They have knights. And again, because we're such a brawly army, tactically, there's only so much that I can do. But we do have salamanders. We'll try to use them on the flanks. The Kroxigors will help support in the middle. Bastiladons too. And our Temple Guard lead the charge. I don't usually do that, but we're doing that today just to change it up a little. That's some deadly magic, my friends. Making those little balls fly across quickly, but now we get to use one of our storms. One of our storms to break through so many of them. There we are. That crew is getting wrecked. You know what I love doing? I love using my magical powers wherever, however I can. There's my Bastiladons attempting to hit that crew. We're looking at knights charging in on my salamanders, and some of my Saurus units moving back to help out with that. They've got a huntsman general who's currently dealing some damage. We're looking at more greatswords moving into the very middle where my commander has to fight. And on the right flank, we have more Saurian units moving in addition to salamanders offering some supportive fire with their AoE attacks. And it looks like we are looking at quite a few outriders who are at least keeping our units busy and on their toes. They can be quite damaging. Their damage is quite high, but they can be a little bit finicky if they're not in the proper position. They probably won't get a hit, and they don't get too many kills usually during fights. They can, sure, but it's not likely that they'll be able to get those kills here. There's my Ancient Salamander with my two Bastiladons right now, hitting some greatswords who are charging in. There was once more greatswords, now there's one less greatsword, and it looks like they're taking a lot of damage. Here comes some Sticker Kroxigors coming in to help out as their knights are sending my poor Saurus units flying into the air. Over here, we have more knights that are being chased down by my Sticker Kroxigors, powerful units that I love to use in battle. We'll be using more magic very soon. Let's have a look at the damages right now. Right now, it's actually looking pretty good for them in a way, despite the severe damage I've dealt to them at various places, just because they've got so much of their numbers just still here. 2 shots from my Bastiladons, still hitting their crew and other units nearby. That's how much damage that we're able to deal. And what else is going on here? We've got our Ancient Kroxigor just crocking about. He's just crocking about. Here comes more salamanders, at least offering some supportive fire and some friendly fire. Hey, you can't have fun without some friendly fire. Friendly fun fire, is what we call it. One crew is heading after another great cannon crew. Looks like they haven't been able to do too much, so now they're being attacked by a very strong melee group. We're looking at a few more units over here. They've got some very powerful weaponry that they've been using, and great cannons are still close by. So no matter where we go, there's just some manner of great cannon close by, just still hitting and pulling our ranks. Our commander's been able to do pretty well too. If we look at it right now, he is pretty buffed up. Pretty tough guy at 57 kills. Now, we're just going to send in our salamanders into melee, and we have another storm that's being used to rip through just a few of their units. And many of their outriders are now drenched in blood. They've already been hit by several of our tornadoes that have just appeared out of nowhere, out of the ether even. And so now my infantry units get to move in and finish off those who are still here. There's not too many of them still here. We've already broken through a lot of them. If we look at the numbers up here, they're at less than 700. They're about to be less than 600 of them. My units are now grouping up together, fighting together. And if we keep on moving over, we could see another portion of this battle and potentially how it all plays out. Let's see now. Marcus Wolfhard. Oh, you're the Huntsman General? Thought you were some nameless guy. He's being surrounded by a group of our crew. And the battle's pretty much over now. There's not too much that he has left. He's getting whooped on. Cholera's out here somewhere too, just doing her thing, I'm sure. If he's here, she's here. We just have to finish him off and hopefully call it a day. Oh, she's right there, right by him. I'm telling you, those two are shift, man. Always fighting together, always together. He's like, oh, so you like bows? So do I. And she's like, why don't you string me like a bow? And then we don't really talk about that. It's probably on some fanfic site. But outside of that, there's only a few units in the trees. Within the trees, we're being chased. And because they're in the trees, they can't get clear shots off. Like over here, some outriders and huntsmen. They're having a hard time actually hitting my units. And it looks like the battle is won for me, despite any damages that I may have taken during that conflict. There's just only so many of them left right now, and Marcus was able to get away briefly. We have one salamander who's gotten, what, 58 kills? Marcus, how many have you gotten? 23? Good job. You did it, buddy. We're all proud of you. Here's a few salamanders over here, still grouped up and still trying to take out some of their friends like Cholera. Cholera is who I was trying to get. She's very dangerous. She's got 16 kills right now. Most of them are now broken. There's only a few of them who are not broken. And it's over. We've won. Marcus is leaving now, or trying to. He's trying to get out. Look at that. All broken. Run, little man, run. Never come back. That was a pretty rough battle, but we did manage to win. This time they were using the trees, but again, too many ranged units. So we'll kill and eat what we can. At least one is gone. Oh, they wounded my skink priest. I was wondering where he went to. I was like, I don't remember him dying, but that does make a lot more sense. They're still moving around, so we're going to take what they have. I'm still moving all of my lords over here, all three of them. That way we can charge in together. Was that you, Hertwig? Oh, it didn't actually defeat her. Okay, even though we beat her in battle, we didn't wound her. Very nice. 10% to missile resistance and a increase to missile damage, which that part isn't really too important for me. All right, so how are we going to do this here? Nakai will go over to the High Sentinel. Then we'll go finish off Marcus out in the field. Oh, I love doing that. Oh, do I ever love doing that. All right, buddy, let's go. You've done a pretty good job at freaking people out and killing them, so I'm going to keep on giving you things to help you deal more damage. And let's go. Let's go finish him off. Hi, Marcus. Goodbye, Marcus. I've already beaten your army.
They tried to make prey out of predator. Instead, the hunter becomes the hunted. Reclaim the jungle, mighty one. Unleash its fury.
That was a pretty cool bit of art. All right. We'll kill and eat, as we always do. Man, we eat a lot of people. So now we have our final quest issued. Before I do that, I've got to finish off my enemies. Oh, absolutely. I'll read that whenever it's time, but we'll be fighting our good buddy. Oh, they have a freaking Bright Wizard? Was he meant to be? Where did he come from? Is he like part of the story or what? Man, I would have loved to have some manner of wizard. I wonder why he wasn't in. Huh. Anyway, 250. And many items. Thank you so very much. All right, let's move over to the floating pyramid. For you, Nakai, you've got to build up your siege towers. Those are always important. Ooh, one turn. Okay, level 38 for Shilkata Nocto. We'll give him some more leadership. He's at what for leadership? 89. He's never going to break. He's never going to break. Are you kidding me? It'll take a lot to break him. All right, rank 11 for our skink chief. We will give him precise again. So he's at what? 372 for weapon strength. And Block Maul will move up as well. You do what you want, Hertwig, but we've beaten all of them. We beat every single one of them. And it's so damn good. All right, now we can end our turn and get ready for another siege battle. For you, Digifad, I'm going to give you Intimidating Bulk. Now you cause terror and you have an easier time fighting large creatures. Good job. Oh, here we go again. This time we have Gotrek back. Do they have another notable leader? No, they have a lot of artillery there. They've been bringing in a lot more. So I've got to find a way to negate that. Let's have a look at the little mini-map over here. You're fighting Nakai, so good luck. All right, well then I'll just be rushing them. Let's go. Time to beat them up. I don't believe I've gotten to try this before, but we're going to be using our monstrous units as really the mainstay of this battle. I mean, sure, they deal a lot of damage in most battles, but what if I had them go in for a period of time before I have any supportive unit coming in to help them out? Seems dangerous, I know. I mean, look at what they have here. Look at their numbers right now. We're near 3,000. Oh, we're at over 3,000 soldiers, so let's go see how this is all going to play out. Tippin, it's your time to shine, my friend. So you know what's coming. Engine of the Gods, Storms of Sri Lanka, whatever we can get up. Because they have so many humans. That's 1, that's 2, and 3, 4. And here comes the Engine of the Gods. How many we just eliminated. Have a brief look at that. A Comet of Cassandora right after. Look at how many are so very damaged, and it looks like we have another spell coming in right now. A nice Chain Lightning. It's a shocking display of just brutality from our spellcasting, and over here we're summoning in more units just to keep many of their ranged units busy. If we zoom out right now, we can see that they still have a lot. Tippin has 160, now over 160 kills. Our shield captain is still in the middle of it. Our Dread Saurian, I'm sure, will take a lot of damage during the course of this battle. Tippin's chosen 54 kills. Tippin's Wrath 13, 15 kills now. And Nakai doesn't get nearly as much as I would like. I think they were having a hard time, like, really nailing some foes down with him. These poor men. There stands Nakai, the Butcherer. The Skipperer? I don't know. He just lunges right back in. Honestly, if I just let him go in for a bit, that probably would have been better. There's another Comet of Cassandora. They still have a lot of units. Let's look at their numbers now. So we're at over 3,000. They're at 2,100 now. Still dropping because, I mean, we have the larger units here. There's another Wind Blast just sweeping through so many of their ranged units, knocking a lot of them down and damaging them, so that they're easier to kill later. Here comes my main army. It's going to take them a bit to get over here, so we've got to survive. We'll be using protection of Quetzal on our Dread Saurian. That way it may survive, because Nakai is here to deal some damage. 116 kills for Tippin's Chosen, and still more to pick up. Youch. Let them fly. Here comes another attack. The Great Storm moving in. You can see the damage it's just dealing to everyone in its way. I cannot believe they gave us such a powerful spell. I'm telling you, spellcasting in melee is where you want to go for the Lizardman. It's pretty funny. Now we just need another Engine of the Gods. There it is. Some are making it away. They're not as densely packed as they were. If you look at it right now, most of my bestial creatures are doing fine outside of my Dread Saurian. My Dread Saurian is taking so much damage, 3,600 health, over 140 kills, and that's all really great. We're looking at, let's see, that melee specialist nearby, that warrior priest having a pretty hard time. Their numbers are at what now? 1,400. And here comes my infantry now. They finally made it in, so they can finally help out. Yeah, trying to get your Dread Saurian out can always be a nightmare. I hope they tweak it a little bit. Arch-Lector, hello. I've had to fight too many Arch-Lectors lately. I'll certainly play some Holy Campaign. Maybe not themed around Volkmar, but some other commander. There's a lot of Imperial... I haven't been in the Empire that much now that I think about it. Not in Warhammer 2. I remember I had to get used to being able to directionally change spells because that wasn't a thing in the first game. That was such a new change. It took me a bit to adapt to it. But here they are now. If you look at what's left, there's not too many, so let's just kind of press space and look around. It's just a cluster. I can't tactically tell you what's going on. It's just about trying to get every single unit you have to meet their units in combat so that they can't shoot and try to attack you. But their numbers are at now under 300. I mean, they've all broken. The battle's over. We've won. It's all over now. Close victory. My God. We destroyed them using magic, and largely our heroes. Tippin was able to kill over 300. Not to mention all the ones he wounded in that fight. That's why using Tippin is so much fun. You just let him go in and he does what a Tippin does. He's done it in more than one campaign. It's usually game over at level 1 whenever we get him in here. I mean, think about how strong Tippin has become and how much of a cornerstone of any type of defense or attack that I have that he is. We've got Lord Croak and Tippin. My God. Poor Marcus Wolfhard never had a chance. All right, they're mobilizing. That's good. I want my Skink Priest back. That's fine. Let's move. Well, actually, hold on. Let's see. I would rather use Lord Croak for that attack. Can he make it? He's able to make it over there. Yeah, sure. Instead, I'm going to move you back because you don't have your priest and you need magic for your army to be truly effectual. Instead, we'll grab Block Maul for that battle over to the west. We're destroying what they have, man. And it's pretty darn cool. Alright, if I don't bring in my reinforcing army, that puts me alone. Probably not a bad thing. Let's see. I'm going to try to get my siege towers together. I like having them, so we're going to get those together. Digifud, you get to wait there. And Nakai. Tippin ranked up again. We'll give him still technology. There's not too much else to give him. We've already won. It's all good. We can just take that. Gift a temple. Aura of Quetzal. Ooh, plus 27 to melee defense and plus 30 to armor. Plus 5 to melee defense too. As a passive, the other Dead Sword is just part of a buff. Alright, let's go finish off. Actually, let's wait a minute because I'm worried about losing my Dread Saurian, so we'll just wait a minute. You're lucky, buddy. You're lucky. Alright, so now we get one more battle, I think, right over here. We'll wait one turn, and then we can fight that one, but look at where we're at now. We're finally moving over here into the final lots of land that he has. Whatever it is, man, we're going to take it. We got to push up to the Fallen Gates. That's all that I really need. It's time to destroy one more location. Lord Croak is coming. We've got 2 Lizardmen armies about to obliterate all of them. I nearly feel bad for them. So not only are we going to kill some of their infantry, that was a full group. It's no longer a full group. We've got to take care of their artillery back here, too. There's only a few ways to do that. They've got many Hailstorm rocket batteries. So we'll use our Storm ability to obliterate their poor crews. Look at that, full crews. Sure, they're tired. They're so tired. Let's help them take a load off. And that crew is getting annihilated. Sure, they won't all be destroyed, but it will severely hamper their ability to be able to do anything here. Our Razordens are now attacking, and we have another Lizardman army moving forward right over here. A large force. Let's go back and look at what Lord Croak is up to. He's already used another ability. We're looking at him right now. He's used another Shield of the Great Old Ones, and another Deliverance is being utilized too. Just to get rid of a few Outriders and friends who are nearby, like the Griffin Knights. Up and above, we've got our Ripperdactyls and Pterodons who are taking out some handgunners. See, they were featured in Avatar, and they believe it's a great film. And when anyone ever doubts them, they come over here to kill them. And I don't mean The Last Airbender. Look, I'm not going to argue with them. They've got Ripperdactyls, and those are terrifying. There's a Dread Saurian right in the middle, still killing a lot of them. The gates are not yet broken. We've got other units climbing up. It looks like they have a lot of them on the walls right now, and they're being hit. Our 2 siege towers are currently moving onto the walls to fully keep them busy and to flesh them out. And all the while, Lord Croak will be using his spells to break down whatever they have. But here they come. You can see our Temple Guard. First time I've ever actually been able to look inside. That's pretty interesting. Skinks are moving in. They're using some artillery to hit us. It's not really doing too much for them right now. And now we get to engage with them. Let's have a look at my other army. Imagine you're one of the last holdouts in Lustria. And yet, here you're surrounded by lizardmen in a foreign city, a city that doesn't belong to you. Sure, you might be getting news back at home and they say, oh no, these horrible creatures have been killing our men. How awful is that? But is it really awful? You're the ones who came here to exploit, to take, to extract wealth. You didn't come here to enlighten or aid or help. You came to take. And so the lizardmen are here to put you in your place. There goes some more spellcasting. And here comes another storm. Their crews are looking pretty bad. They've got a Huntsman General who hasn't really done too much. The goal is to just keep these artillery pieces completely busy or to destroy them outright. Let's see them torn apart. And these men are dropping. Here comes more Razordens. Let's have a look at it right now. All of our flying units are overwhelming them. There's very few left on the walls now. There's only a small pocket that's left over here. It looks like our reinforcing general is still fighting a bunch of great swords, and he's got an ancient salamander to help him out, in addition to 2 Bastillodons who are moving in too. The beams of Chotek are mighty and long, and on the wall they continue to fight. That'll be my new narrator voice. I don't know why. When I've had too much to smoke, I turn into a new narrator. Dramatic, yes. Annoying, absolutely. Alright. So we got more Saurian units who are still just up here, engaged with their infantry. We've already moved into their town square. It's now time for our Carnosaur to knock that fool back. Go back to Altdorf. And that's how we kill him. And the battle's over. We've already won. They're just going to start chain breaking very soon. I wonder what determines that. Like, what gets them to finally all chain break. I really have no idea on how that functions. But I'm very curious about it for sure. More spellcasting by Lord Croak. You know how that goes. But now they've all broken, so the battle's over. We've won. My god, over 5,000 gold gained. We beat them. We overwhelmed all of them. We had 2 armies coming in. They had no chance, man. That was a tidal wave of lizards. It's really how I imagined Last Stand of the humans to look like. They're trying their best to hold out. Everyone's getting eradicated by thousands of lizard men. Alright, so what am I going to give you now? Block them all? You've got so much already, my friend. Blade Master, you're pretty tough. I could give you more armor. No, let's give you something to help out your army. Okay, Saurus units, sure. Monster units, okay. We got those too. That would be for Croxagores. How many do I have? No Croxagores in my current army. I do have Temple Guard, and that's neat and all. Alright, why don't we help out by making him stronger? Yeah, we'll give him Blade Master. He'll hit even more in combat. I like that. And now that we've done that, we can move up north. We're not done yet. We need to move up north. When is my priest going to be back? Oh, Hertwig is going to be an awful enemy to deal with. He's very powerful. So now we're nearly there. Okay, you'll be back in 1 turn. Good. Tomorrow, we'll probably end up finishing up. Maybe. It could take 1 or 2 more parts, but thank you for watching, everyone. Look forward to another part tomorrow. But the Croxagore gang is all here, man. I mean, let's have a look. All 3 of them are out here, clubbing through. It's actually been pretty great. I love it so much. All right, everyone. Until then.